That's right, we're making content. Welcome in. Hello. Hello. Hello, YouTube viewer. Hit that follow button. Subscribe. You subscribe on YouTube. It's free. And hit the bell. Make sure you catch my content when it drops. You can also support on Patreon. So I wanted to tell you about PayPal has been shuttering left-wing media accounts. We've heard of two examples. I know of Alan McLeod, his personal account. I've heard of Minar, I believe is their name, over there also at Mint Press. Their account was shuttered. I've also heard of Consortium News. And I don't know, I didn't know of Consortium News before this, but I think we'll be getting into that content later, which is a little bit of a Streisand effect. Okay. PayPal quietly shuttering left-wing media accounts over the past week. They canceled without explanation the accounts of two prominent independent news outlets. It escaped notice by the mainstream press, which spent the weekend congratulating itself over the freedom to criticize the powerful. This is exactly one of the reasons I was scoffing at the White House press correspondents' dinner when they were just patting themselves on the back for no good reason. They weren't paying attention. Over the past few days, several independent news outlets and journalists had their PayPal accounts abruptly canceled, their funds frozen by the company for unspecified offenses. They didn't even say why. These outlets also happen to have dissented in various ways from official orthodoxy on the Ukraine war, which is exactly why when we found out that this was happening, we talked about it on the stream. I didn't make a YouTube clip about it. I did talk about Mint Press and the intellectual no-fly zone. That developed into them shutting down their PayPal accounts. I was reporting on these media outlets before they were shut down. And so, of course, I was a little bit nervous that it would happen to me. As of yet, it's not. So, since the Russian invasion, a series of extreme wartime-like information control policies had already been taken up in the West. The latest news suggests the trend is getting dramatically worse. Consortium News, founded by late AP investigative legend Robert Perry in '95, is one of the web's first independent reader-funded news outlets, reported over the weekend that PayPal had permanently limited its account just as it was launching its spring fund drive. According to editor-in-chief Joel Loria, a former longtime United Nations correspondent for the Wall Street Journal, Boston Globe, and others, the company said it would hold on to the thousands of dollars accumulated in the outlet's account for 180 days and reserved the right to seize the money entirely to pay for unnamed damages. What? This is really scary. According to Loria, Consortium News was neither warned that they were at risk of censure nor given a reason for it in either PayPal's initial email for a follow-up call with a customer service rep. Wow, this is frightening. Yeah. PayPal's back office didn't give a reason for the action, and there was no existing case against the outlet. This is scary. Loria reported that he was informed of the move by the customer agent, who only mentioned that an investigation and review revealed some potential risk associated with this account. Given the outlet's critical coverage of the Ukraine war, given the far-reaching steps already taken in the information war over the conflict, Loria writes that it's more than conceivable that the outlet's being punished for its Ukraine coverage. It's entirely possible that it is, and it's also possible that it's not, and there's something else going on. But a few days later, Mint Press News, a left-wing based outlet based out of Minnesota, has been similarly informed by PayPal it was banned from the company after a review allegedly turned up an unspecified potential risk. What is this? Minar Adley told Jacobin, as with Consortium News, the outlet received no prior warning. Was told their existing balance would be held by the company for half a year. Wow, dude. This isn't the first time Mint Press has been financially targeted. Adley says GoFundMe terminated two different fundraisers she'd been running for years, suddenly saying they had violated the site's terms of service. In this case, PayPal's net went beyond the organization itself and targeted one of its journalists too, with senior staff writer Alan McLeod having his personal account canceled at the same time. PayPal told him it detected activity in your account that's inconsistent with our user agreement. He calls it patently absurd because the last time he'd used PayPal was to buy a £5 Christmas gift in September. McLeod and Natalie both say that fortunately withdrawn funds shortly before the cancellations. But the loss will still have lingering effects. MintPress was pulling in $1,000 a month from readers' membership payments through the service, while McLeod says it could hurt his ability to be paid for future reporting. Yeah. They, targeted him. This is really shameless, what they did. And who knows what's going to happen with McLeod and Adley if they're going to get their accounts brought back. Okay. Because we do know any second now. Wait. What's going on here? Is this the video? Is this the I'm trying to go to consortiumnews.com, but now it's not popping up. Kidding me? You're kidding me, right? Did they just get clapped live? I honestly don't know. It says connection reset. All right. We were just looking at the article that said that Consortium News had had their account on PayPal, or they were notified that they were going to have to take an unspecified amount of steps to get their PayPal account reinstated. But it appears consortiumnews.com is currently down. you can't know for sure whether these things are related, but it is pretty sus. A little sus. Maybe it crashed. Who knows, right? But it is a little sus, right? Maybe I'm next. Maybe I'm next. Well, I'm not really sure what else to say about this. All right, well, I think I'll end with this, which is that just like in the MintPress video and the MintPress article that we were reviewing in my last video on the MintPress news and what they called the intellectual no-fly zone. And I think as we've been exploring on the channel lately as well, that there's a really uncomfortable relationship between big tech and the state, and it's really scary. So, given how the history of tech censorship's gone, would be surprising if the censure of Consortium News and MintPress News is where this ends, particularly with PayPal's action receiving no pushback, criticism, or even notice outside of independent media. See? Corporate media is not telling you this because they don't care. They're fine. But mainstream press outlets would be foolish to ignore the issue. Tech censorship may be overwhelmingly focused on independent outlets for now, but given recent precedents, it's only a matter of time before a president, one less friendly toward the press, uses the union of tech companies and government power to train the crosshairs on them. All right. Sure. But, yeah. Okay. Well, that's the clip. We'll update you if there's any updates on the story, I suppose. But we'll be tracking it. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Live chat, you stick around. I'll be right back. Thank you very much, patrons, for keeping this content alive. Blake B, Jasmine, Boondocks Dragon, Ira, Vivian, Tech Guy, Nays, Portside Booth. Thank you all.